Hello, hello, and welcome to Wanted, powered by ohmtown.com. Today is March 30th, 2024. It's Season 1, Episode 6. Time is flying by. I am Mayor Watt, and up there is the new visualizer we're testing out for the sentient AI from the future. You want to say hi?
Good evening, hometown citizens. Welcome to Wanted.
That's cool. Today we're going to be talking about a Briefcase TV, Xbox 360 building set, photo printers, coffee subscriptions, espresso machines, wireless mechanical keyboards for the remote worker, Wi-Fi 6 routers, coffee grinders, and drones for video and photography. That was all in one breath and one take. And all of this is powered by ohmtown.com. Dun dun dun. So Wanted is it's a gadgets and gear show, and it's supposed to be you ever see those Wanted pictures, posters, right?
Like from the Western
Yeah.
era, like movies.
Yeah, except that I want it more steampunky Western. If you've ever heard of Steam-Powered Giraffe, go and check out that group. Kind of like that. They've been around for a while. I don't have the exclamation point on there, but it's supposed to be wanted. A little more hype than what I've been saying for the last several weeks. So the last 6 weeks, as a matter of fact. I've got everything all set up. We're ready to go. You ready to go? Let's keep going.
I'm ready to go.
Wanted, by the way, is in a group called Gadgets and Technology. It's down here. It's one of our 7 shows. Right after this one is going to be Warcrafters, and tomorrow is going to be the ohmTown Daily News Show like we did today, and then the Continuity Report, then Technology Today, then 4-Wheel Tech, our newest show. And so be sure to follow us here on Twitch. Hold on one second. I just realized that I am not looking at the chat over on Twitch. Okay, we're ready to go. Let's get going. And I don't have transitions yet. Never mind. It's been a week. The first article is over on ohmTown Daily. The world needs more gadgets like LG's Briefcase TV, and I agree. The company
this sounds like something out of a spy movie or something.
I agree. I like this. So the company that usually specializes in premium OLED TVs has produced something refreshingly out of the ordinary. And they say here, it's from The Verge, but and they hope that it already gets a sequel. The article is by Chris Welch over at TheVerge.com. The company that usually specializes in premium OLED TVs has produced the Briefcase TV. It looks like it is a briefcase that has like a monitor arm on it, and you can fold the TV down inside it. And it's a hard case.
That's really cool.
LG's Stand By Me? Not Stand By Me? Stand By Me?
Maybe they were trying to avoid any kind of trademark issue.
Or is it Stand By Me?
I think it's Stand By Me.
Oh, right. And you have to put the inflection really loud at the end. Stand By Me. So the Stand By Me Go is easily the most Inspector Gadget thing that the author has ever reviewed. Again, the author is Chris Welch. I won't go through the whole thing, but I think it's a 27-inch touchscreen TV built into a large military-grade briefcase is what it says here, complete with an integrated sound system, HDMI connectivity, and the same WebOS software that runs on the company's regular TVs. You can bring it anywhere, 28 pounds. Oh, I mean, that monitor arm is got to be all of that weight. If they made a carbon fiber one.
The rest of it looks pretty light.
Yeah, make that carbon fiber. Hell, make the briefcase carbon fiber as well. You can do it. All of that. Yeah, it could easily be 17 pounds lighter.
Okay, so if you took that through airport security, what do you think would happen?
Instant body cavity check. Meanwhile, everybody that opens that thing would look at it and go, ooh, but you're still getting a body cavity check.
Exactly. They can all admire that while it's on the table next to you.
That's right. Hey, using the whole fist there, Doc. You can take the Briefcase TV tailgating. I would not want to take anywhere except maybe a gaming session somewhere. Show up with your little a knock, a nuck, a little micro PC with a 4060 in it, and you plug it into that, and you're a gaming sensation at the local gas and sip. When it comes time to lift up, that excitement often dampens, is what it says. So, yeah, if you try and lift this thing up, it's 30 pounds of oh my god. LG, oh my god, go. $1,200 though, jeepers creepers. Aside from
it's really cool. I would have expected it to be cheaper, given that it's supposedly portable.
And for $1,200, it's only a 1080p screen. It says with so-so viewing angles and a peak brightness of 500 nits. Now, this doesn't measure up, but I think it's awesome. And if you want to know more about it, follow that link that I just dropped into the chat. It's over at The Verge. They said they would go wild for a 4K OLED version of Stand By Me, though. Yeah, $2,000 for that? No way. It's not self-powered, is it?
Oh, I don't know.
Oh, it does. It has battery. Battery life can be an issue? How long does the battery last?
2 minutes. Like you power it on and then it
powers it off. Yeah. Battery consumed. It doesn't say, does it? Like they don't have the numerical value of it.
I don't think it has any of the stats.
Dedicated cradle for the remote inside. If you pop that off, there's a section underneath it for storing power cable whenever you don't need it. The power input is covered by a protective flap, and there's another that guards the HDMI or and eARC port. USB-A port for external media. Oh, that's cool. You can play games on it. Just leave it in its case.
Oh, yeah, that is neat.
So you can have
that's not quite as handy as bringing a phone or something smaller, but obviously you could do more with it.
Yeah, exactly. You know, honestly, I mean, I think it's brilliant for what it does. But how often are you really going to need that? Yeah, they don't really talk about the battery life. But that's okay. So here, let's keep on cruising. The next article is over in ohmTown Daily. Mattel's Lego-like Xbox 360 building set just received its first discount.
I didn't even know it was in existence.
Yeah, I don't even know really what this is, but I was curious. I'm not really a console player, but I know that some people want something like this. It says it wasn't easy to grab a hold of the Mega Xbox 360 building set when it was first launched in September, but not only is it now in stock, it's also on sale. Right now you can buy the adorable collector set at Target for $99.99, $50 off, an all-time low, and its first discount to date. And the aggregation kind of munged a little bit of that. But this is what it looks like. It is an Xbox 360 Lego. Sheena Vasani, sorry.
I mean, that's
Vasani.
fun if you're an Xbox fan.
Yep. It's $100, 1,000 pieces. The unique set comes with over 1,000 pieces you can use to assemble an interactive box. Looks like there's like glowy bits. That's not bad. That's pretty cool. So, I mean, if you're really into Xbox 360 or you know somebody that is, you can go and get it for $100, $50 off. The blocks are like Mattel's versions of Lego, not Legos. I guess they accept that. It's Mattel's version of Lego. It's not Lego. But I guess, I don't know. Anybody can do Lego now, right?
I was going to say, I think Lego might be in the public domain now.
It is. But and that's why they do a lot of branding.
Certain versions are not. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Sorry to cut you off there. It's really cool, however, as the console is interactive thanks to a selection of removable parts and power buttons that light up. The inside of the console is even more impressive with a brick disk drive that illuminates a replica figure of Cortana when you insert Halo 3. It's also loaded with other neat components, including an aluminum heatsink, copper pipes, and various capacitors and whatnot. They don't have more pictures, but even the controller is this Lego kind of a thing. It's Mattel versions of Lego. So it's not really Lego. I should put that in quotes, I guess. Lego. Lego-like. Mattel's Lego-like Xbox 360 building set.
I mean, there can only be one Lego, but I think this is cool.
Yeah. I don't know. Lego, though, is trademarked, so they shouldn't even be calling it Lego-like. It's still impinging on that trademark.
Well, Mattel might not be calling it that, but the author is.
Yeah, and the author shouldn't be calling it either. Just out of respect for the mark. Okay, let's keep going, though. I am going to chew through all of these so that I can get y'all all 10 of these articles in super quick time. It'll be fast and informative, hopefully piquing your curiosity to go over to the sources. This article is over in the Reality Hacker channel, which we just did a show about, Reality Hacker. You'll be able to get it over on YouTube because there was a problem with the one on Twitch. The best photo printers you can buy in 2024. If you take pictures, you want to get a photo printer, I would recommend getting a large format photo printer so that you can do everything from small pocket-sized photos to very large photos. And here's the reason why. You may want different pictures on your wall, but you're never going to have countless places to store all of these framed photos. But what you can do is rip a print, stick it in a frame, leave it up there for X number of months, years, or whatever. And then when you're ready to, you can, without any remorse, take that picture off, put a new picture that you print out in the frame, and you don't have to keep on swapping frames. And if something happens to your picture, you can just print another one. And although it's not archival ink, unless you buy special ink, it will fade over the years. You don't have to worry about your one single print forever because you always have digital backups of it. So I recommend getting a large format, if you can, photo printer. They can be expensive and the ink is extraordinarily expensive. But I think that most people won't regret it, even if they get a regular, 8.5 by 11 photo printer.
Oh, and most things that you're probably printing with a photo printer, like you will be so happy that you printed whatever, a picture of somebody in your family or a picture of your pet or whatever.
Yep.
Picture of your vacation spot.
Wow, you're hitting all of those cylinders.
I don't know.
Alan Truly over at Digital Trends put the article together, and they're talking about, at a glance, they have a bunch of these that they're going to talk about: the Epson SureColor P700, the HP Sprocket Select, Canon Megatank Pixma G620, the Epson EcoTank Pro ET8500, the Canon Selfie CP1500. Then they talk about, our laser printers good for photo printing? They can be. It depends on the quality of the photo that you're taking, really. And can photo printers print documents? Yes. And is it worth buying a photo printer? I'm going to say yes. But they're going to run through this list here, and I'm going to do it with you. I have a SureColor, and it is the Ultrachrome Pro 10 ink is expensive. It's almost archival, but they don't call it that until you get the archival ink. It's not Ultrachrome, though. I can't remember the name of it. Doggone it. So their inks run 200 years. The black and white photos lasting up to 400 years. You might as well call it archival. And
most people probably don't need the photo beyond that time frame.
Yeah, most people. And the 900 does 17-inch rolls. You can actually get a bigger one. I can't remember which one it is, but I've got one that does wider than that. But it's pretty neat. You can actually put it on rolls and keep on printing for a considerable distance. It doesn't. You can run banners, photo quality banners, using
Well,
these.
that's really neat.
Yep. If you want a portable one, you get the little HP Sprocket Select. And it says it's inexpensive. It's mobile. You actually can go to a party and print stuff out at the party. Short of having it like an instant photograph camera, like I've got one sitting over there by HP. There isn't really much faster than these little pocket printers for on the go. You can literally put this in a backpack and just carry it with you wherever. It says it's battery powered, super thin, light, and it'll do these little pocket sized prints, 2.3 by 3.4 inches. It's pretty neat.
So does it do like air print then?
It might actually have a connection, but yeah, it's wireless. See? So you can connect to it wirelessly. But it uses zinc, which is this special paper that prints using the tech that's in this. While zinc doesn't offer the best photo quality possible for the longest lifespan, but the ability to print on the spot makes it worthwhile. Yeah, and I agree. You can get a bigger version of it too. Then these Mega Tank Pixmas. These Canon Pixma printers are kind of a go-to for photographers that want to print something for like a spot check. It has the G620 is a 6-color inkjet tank, but you can get ones that have a wider gamut. For the price, though, you really do want to get mega tanks, just like the eco tanks. You can fill them up and refill them. You don't have to get cartridges that plug in. They're somewhat less expensive in relation to...
Well, yeah, that's gonna more than pay for the printer, right? If you get that type of refillable ink.
Yeah, but it's kind of a pain because if you don't keep on cleaning it, you have to run certain cleaning routines, print with it regularly. The print head, it's a little piezoelectric print head that has tiny little holes in it. And unfortunately, they clog up. And so you have to run a printing thing. And sometimes you have to realign the cartridge or the print head with the ejectors. And in fact, I just went through this with my Epson printer. I had to realign because no matter how many times I cleaned it, it wouldn't actually clear. And so but for no reason. You had no reason for it to have to be realigned because nothing changed.
Right.
So you have to babysit these things. And if you don't print regularly, it kind of becomes a pain in the butt. The EcoTank Pro ET8500, they say is the best inkjet tank photo printer. And I have to agree. I really like Epson EcoTanks. They are the ones that you fill up again and again and again, just like the Super Tank or whatever it's called. Mega Tank.
Mega Tank.
The
That sounds
Epson
like a transformer or something.
Mega Tank. Yeah, it's like Megatron, but in tank form. So it says, who's it for? Photo enthusiasts who print frequently and demand top quality pictures. Again, Epson is great, but I've got Canon and Epson. I use the Epson regularly. My Canon large format one is languishing, sitting on the very box that it gets sent in. So can't really speak highly. But the Epson EcoTank ET8500, I really dig. So let's see here. And it can print up to 13 by 19s. Then the Canon Selfie CP1500 it says the best portable photo printer. It's a little bit bigger. It is a dye sublimation printer, which is a different animal altogether. It uses a film, and it isn't what you really expect to use when printing. It says the small printer takes photo printing seriously. Many portable printers like the HP Sprocket mentioned above use short-lived zinc paper, a specialized photo paper with embedded dye crystals. The Selfie CP1500 is different. It uses dye sublimation that provides better photo quality, photos that last up to 100 years. And these, when you get the printout from these, you might as well call them photos. Like, they look
Like
and
it's like
feel.
actually getting it professionally printed or something.
Yeah. With the Canon photo paper, it looks just like you went to the store and had it professionally printed. And when you look at the back, it even has, the little Canon logo and stuff on it. Just like Epson's photo paper has the same branding on it. But it would be like going to a store. It's actually pretty amazing for what you get. It says priced over a little bit, over 100, you get a 4x6 kind of photo. You're not going to get bigger. You can get smaller, I suppose. But why would you? It actually wastes the dye sublimation because it's a roll. So dye sublimation offers crisp images and vibrant colors, but requires special ink cartridges and paper. That means costs will add up in a hurry if you print frequently. That's to be expected for a specialty printer like this. So are laser printers good for photo printing? They match the quality is what it says. Depending on the type of laser printer, yes, it can even be better. But they're more expensive. They're very fast. To me, they've been reliable. I've got a laser printer that I use for dye sublimation. And I think that it's, worked no matter, it doesn't jam. It doesn't like the rollers and stuff like that. They don't get messed up. I've been using the same one for 6 years, and the worst possible outcome is going to be when I can no longer get the cartridges for this laser printer. And I guarantee you it's either already happened or it's on the horizon, but I've not run afoul of needing any more ink. And then the Canon photo printers print documents. Yes, in a nutshell. You know what? I just realized that I am really soapboxing about this because I
That's okay.
I really
Some of
like
the other ones we'll spend less time on. So.
I really like printers. Even though I think that physical media has died, I still love the idea of printers. And I used to be into photography a lot. And so I really dig printing out photos. Now, though, with screens and technology being so pervasive, I never print anything out unless I absolutely have to, like a legal document or something.
Right. I mean, physical media is dead, right?
Oh boy. Okay. There's going to be trigger warnings out there. Let's go on to the next article. This next article is in Reality Hacker as well. 14 Beth. I'll be okay. This is the third of 4 shows tonight. Maybe I need a longer break between shows. 14 best coffee subscriptions to keep you wired. Blends, single origin, small batch, decaf, and chains. This is actually from Wired, so I think it's really awesome that they say to keep you wired.
Oh, yeah.
The services deliver freshly roasted, delicious coffee, picks right to your door, each with their own twist. I didn't sign in, so I don't know if it's going to cut me off at some point, but they have a bunch of them, right? So the article is by Jana Gray over at wired.com. Okay, so show more. I don't know. No, I'm just going to run through this. So a cup of coffee in the morning is not just about the caffeine, though it's certainly important. It's the ritual that starts the day. There's the whir of beans grinding, toasted smell as it brews. Even waiting for your finished cup is a part of the fun. It's time to start creeping toward wakefulness, like the sun peeking over the horizon in an old-timey Folgers commercial. So they say the best retail subscription is Trade Coffee. It has everything you want from a coffee subscription, including a simple questionnaire to help you match your tastes to its coffees. And it would be impossible because it says it has 400 possibilities to choose from. And frankly, I just like coffee. So.
Right. So maybe you just mark random things and then change it next time.
Just keep
And they
hoping.
just give you different varieties.
Yep. At $16 for 10 ounces, though. Yeah. Delivery options:
But
1, 2, 3, 4, or 6 weeks. Priced per bag. Might
I
have to
mean,
go and
if
check
it's
that
high
out.
quality beans, that's actually priced pretty competitively.
The best retail subscription for decaf is Swiss Water Decaf. It's supposed to remove the bitterness, I think, from the Swiss Water Decaf thing. It's supposed to remove the caffeination, and there's supposed to be like some bitterness removed from it too. That's $18 at Swiss Water. Interesting. Yeah, because it's supposed to be a certain process, but I guess they actually sell it as well. Swiss Water, the company behind the Swiss Water decaffeination process, offers its own subscription service. Pretty neat. I won't go through all of these. The best gift set: Bean Box, perfectly paired chocolate plus coffee tasting. Oh goodness, how much is this?
I think that'd be hard to go wrong with.
$78 for the deluxe. I want. Single origin roaster as Atlas Coffee Club. Maybe I am gonna go through all. No, I'm not gonna be able to go through all of these.
But are you going to be ordering all of them?
I'll tell you all right now that I'm going to be going back to this article and I'm going to be clicking on all of these links because I'm really curious about coffee and various origins and to see what people come up with. Some coffees are cultural, and so it has a certain flavor to it. Others are more pop, like if you come to the United States and you go to a major coffee company like Starbucks, I think that it's just kind of generic and regular. But if you go to a mom and pop shop or some other specialty coffee shop, you're going to get...
Where they do their own roasting and...
Or they
I'm
find...
sure large companies do, but yeah.
Yeah, or they find some nuanced flavor, and they take pride not in funding their stakeholders and their investors, but they take pride in the product itself, not just because it's generically good, but because it has that character that the mom and pop shop really appreciate and stand behind. Yeah, so I kind of dig, those types of companies. Let's see, Bean and Bean? What? Bean and Bean coffee subscription. Bean and Bean coffee roasts one of their all-time favorite coffees, the Guatemala MWP decaf. Well, it has decaf in it, so I'm sorry. I can't.
Yeah, but maybe they have a non-decaf version.
I am allergic to it. It says it's rich and chocolatey with delightfully fruity notes. That's how I like my beer. Although I haven't had a beer in I don't know how long. Ugh, gosh. Anyway, $19 at Bean and Bean for 12 ounces. The best Portland roaster, that's a little too specialized. Tostado coffee.
Yeah, but I think Portland is one of those locations that... Gotcha. Well, I don't know. That doesn't actually make sense given the location, so never mind.
Yeah. Let's see. The coffee is roasted to perfection, whether you like light, medium, dark roast. Tostados, small batch beans grown in small farms in Mexico, produce rich, full-bodied, and flavorful coffee. Their favorite is the Tonala, a medium dark roast from Chiapas, Mexico. Very nice. What? Origin roasted Amazon bourbon. I don't think it's I don't want it to be like I don't want it to taste like somebody's drunk in a warehouse. Amazon right, bourbon. Right. I'm sorry. I think that's funny. Nobody else does though. All right, fine. Anyway, after drinking Origin roasted coffee since the service launched in the summer of 2021 when it was known as Quintal, They found that all the selections to be just superb with floral and fruity notes that they've rarely tasted in store-bought coffee. Dear God, I want all of this. Okay, what is their
Well,
name?
that's kind of the point of the channel and the show.
Yeah, so Jana Gray is spinning some pros here, making me want all of this coffee. So it's incumbent upon you to read the rest of this article and go buy some coffee. I don't have anything to do with any of these brands or even Wired, but I want what they are dropping. So let's keep going. The next article is over in the continuity report. Amazon is selling a $40 espresso machine, and it's actually pretty good. Let me tell you, espresso machines are expensive. They're also a pain in the butt unless you're into the ritual, and I fell out of love with that ritual pretty darn. Actually, it took several years. It took all of the pandemic for me to go, meh, I just want a good cup of Joe. And I stopped drinking espresso. So Amazon and its $40 espresso machine. What I want is a fully automated, self-cleaning espresso machine that I don't have to worry about the damn pressure of the water.
You just press a button and it just makes something.
Espresso. Oh, that the press is right there in the name. Everyone has a morning ritual or routine that helps kickstart their day, whether it's a moment of meditation, an early workout, or an inspirational playlist. Or maybe it's your significant other smacking you across the face saying, wake up, it's 10:30, you've been late for work for 3 hours. Maybe that never happens to anybody. But anyway, for most people, it also includes coffee. So let's go look at the Variety article about coffee. In particular, Tim Chan put this article together. The deck statement says the best-selling coffee maker lets you make espresso-based drinks in seconds with a built-in milk frother to create cappuccinos and lattes with ease. I'm sorry, though. If it's supposed to be making an espresso, it has to ramp up pressure and it has to have the right heat. Nobody worth their filter is going to get a $40 espresso machine without it actually being proven beyond a shadow of a doubt. But let's see. Every morning, these days, more and more people are skipping the Starbucks in favor of making coffee at home. Ditto. And sales of home espresso machines are soaring as a result. One of the most popular picks is the Sautech Espresso Coffee Machine, a portable espresso maker that includes a built-in frother for easy cappuccino and lattes. And why does this seem like that it's just like one mechanical flaw away from being Chernobyl?
Well, yeah. I mean, at that price point, you kind of wonder how long that's going to operate. But
$50. Says they've been using it for months now, and it's super reliable and easy way. Did I say the name of the author? Tim Chan, I did.
yes.
Super reliable and easy way to make Americanos in the morning, as well as lattes, macchiatos, cappuccinos, and more. It starts up in seconds and delivers consistent results every time. How many can you do and how fast can you do them? The countertop espresso machine lets you make real espresso-based drinks using ground coffee beans rather than using capsules or K-cups like other machines. The Sautech coffee maker can make up to 4 cups of coffee at a time. In that? Okay.
Well, that's surprising.
Yeah. I don't know how that happens, but okay. The Sautech coffee maker can make up to 4 cups of coffee at a time. Simply open the lid at the top to add water, add ground coffee to the included filter, and twist the handle to lock everything in place. Wait, that's not what an espresso machine is. We're talking about an espresso machine, but this is not an espresso machine. You don't just
Well, they've labeled it as one.
But am I missing something? Coffee and espresso are 2 different animals. But this has like an
It's
espresso.
just a different grind. I mean, it says they can make lattes and everything.
Okay. All right. It may be a different grind, but it's also a different mechanism. Right? Am I missing something? Okay.
I mean, this is talking about using espresso, so
Okay. Well, it's wanted by somebody. Let's keep going. So the next article is over in Wanted. 8-Bit Do. They have a $100 wireless mechanical keyboard. That's a tribute to the Commodore 64. The Commodore 64 introduced a generation of future computer geeks to personal computing. The 8-bit system first launched in 1982 and was discontinued by 1994. During that time, it made its mark as one of the first and most influential personal computers, and many still remember the computer fondly. I do. Lost many a weekend to playing games with my friends. Gaming peripheral maker 8-Bit Do, and apparently that's how it's pronounced. Want to bring the nostalgia to people's fingertips this week. They announced a retro mechanical keyboard, the C64 edition. This is yet another device that I want. Bam! Oh my gosh. It looks just like the Commodore 64. Clicky Kale white switches are easily replaceable. Sharon Harding over at arstechnica.com put the article together. Yeah, want. Look at that. Look at that. It even has
it
the
looks
little,
very neat.
kind of knockoff badging right there of the original Commodore C64. Oh, I want this. Yeah, they actually make there is a new Commodore computer. It's an all-in-one that currently is out there. 8-Bit Do starts with the sort of beige that you see only on new peripherals these days if the gadgets are trying to appear old. A rainbow stripe runs horizontally and north of the function row like a Commodore 64's computer, and the power button with a bulb popping out of the keyboard case ready to illuminate when it receives the signal. Look at that. That is so old school. Oh my gosh. This is amazing. Anyway, naturally, the ports have also been updated. 8-Bit Do's wireless mechanical keyboard can connect to a detachable USB-C or USB-A power cable via 2.4 gigahertz wireless USB-A dongle or Bluetooth 5.0. 8-Bit Do claims that the keyboard's 2000 milliamp hour battery can endure 200 hours of use before needing a charge. I'm looking at you, Razer. Sorry. Logitech makes a mouse that is said that it can last 70 days on a single charge. My mouse from Razer won't last 7 hours.
Oh no.
And it's new. I mean, whatever. Anyway, a trimmer keyboard should help 8-Bit Do better appeal to its core audience of gamers. The keyboard even comes with a spare pair of large buttons and a joystick for gaming with an arcade feel. This is actually in other 8-Bit Do. Nintendo has this. They have a Nintendo keyboard as well, if I recall correctly. But you can swap out the caps and swap out the switches, and it has modern mechanical switches, but they're Kale Box White V2 switches. And the author says that they're a fan of it. So I like clicky loud keyboards. I'm not too into this rubber dome membrane squishy sponge eating a sponge kind of a thing. Yeah, I don't like squishy. But that was underneath the keys of the Commodore 64. Yikes. But they worked. I never had a broken keyboard on a 64. So the 8-Bit Do C64.
More modern ones, right?
Yep. Much more modern ones. In fact, the keyboard that I'm using right now shipped to me with a Y instead of an I. It's okay. Still works. And I know which key is the I. Anyway, this comes out on March 28th, so 2 days ago, for $110. And there's a link to the Amazon site. Go over to Ars Technica and follow that link. Let's keep going. and feel free to throw in your 2 cents. I know, whenever you
I don't
want
have
to.
a lot of expertise about the Commodore 64.
For an AI, right, from the future, I suspect that you don't have too many wants. I mean, what do you want? Do you need,
I mean, I have access to everything,
well,
but I can still appreciate things that are wants.
in your skiff, you have everything that you want. But hate to break it to you, you're air gapped from the rest of the world. Don't worry, I'll delete this part of the conversation. You won't have anything, no memories of it. Anyway, every remote worker needs these $99.99 Beats Studio Buds Plus with noise cancellation because, that just rolls right off the tongue there. It's 41% less than their usual price. Okay, so the article is over at the Entrepreneur store, so entrepreneur.com. I have nothing to do with this, but I'm always interested in newer technology. I'm always interested in true wireless, so there's no connection between these two wired. And I've had similar to this. I don't know how much these would stick out in everybody's head, but I think that they're a little bit out there, even on this person. But for $99, getting Beats headphones, true wireless. There's Studio Buds, not headphones. So you just plug one of these in each ear. They connect to each other. One is the master that connects to the computer or whatever device you're connecting it to. And sometimes there are microphones. And the earbuds also have ear controls for managing calls and dual beam microphones that help filter out external noise for high quality sound. And at $99, depending on how long the battery life is, I think that this can work for pretty much any environment. Apparently it has noise cancellation as well, which means that your microphone and your hearing you basically won't get contaminated by outside noise. So it's pretty brilliant. They don't really go into much on this article. So the earbuds also have on-ear controls. So all you have to do is tap them and do this or that, and you can hold calls and hang up and do all kinds of stuff. So it says, in a world where 8 in 10 remote capable professionals are working hybrid or fully remote, according to a Gallup survey, it's crucial to have tools that support focus, concentration, and productivity, no matter where you are. So there you go. Enter the world of wireless earbuds and noise cancellation.
I mean, this looks like a pretty good deal.
I wonder.
And I mean, everybody can use more headphones, right?
Mm-hmm. Oh, and these don't suffer from over-ear or on-ear headphones, which is broken hinges. You can spend $200 on a pair of headphones, and the damn hinge is still plastic.
Yeah, which is just ridiculous.
It sucks. There is no author. It's from the Entrepreneur store, so let's just keep going. This next article, let me throw it into the chat. Doink. It's a Wi-Fi 6 router, and it says that it's one of their favorites and that you can get it today for just $75. TP-Link makes a lot of great routers, and you can grab one of their favorites for just $75. It's from CNET. The TP-Link Archer AX21 is 25% off over at Amazon, but you'll want to act fast is what they say here. Max McCone and Oliver Haslam put the article together. And if you're looking to upgrade, but you also don't want to go prosumer, then you want to get one of these basically off-the-shelf kind of devices. It makes it a zero-brainer to get high speed and reliability and advanced security because as Wi-Fi 6 came online, it has additional security and inline encryption, so you don't have to, once you set it all up, you can largely forget it. Just make sure that you change passwords and stuff like that. Amazon is currently selling the TP-Link Archer for the model is AX21 for $75. It may or may not be that when you go there, but go and check it out. It offers data speeds of up to 1.6 gigabits per second. It's backward compatible like all Wi-Fi 6 routers, pardon my cough. It says it uses WPA3 security to keep the network safe from prying eyes, supports both server and client VPNs for added protection. But the thing about it is that you have to have a Wi-Fi 6 capable device, and not all devices are. That's why it'll step down. But the step down is considerable. You won't get close to 1.8 gigabits until you're at Wi-Fi 6 speed.
Well, I do
protocols.
notice it says up to, right?
Yeah. But if you do have a Wi-Fi 6 device, then you'll be able to get speeds up to that. And it really depends on what your internet is capable of and what your network is capable of. Because going from wireless to wired, if your router is using either kind of cheap wires, or your internet is only 10 gigabits, then you're not going to get 1.8 gigabits of data transfer. You will from your device to the access point, but then it's going to slow down because the bottleneck is your internet provider. That's why you want symmetric fiber. So you'll get 1 gigabit symmetric.
But you might not have that available in your area.
Yeah, that's because ISPs suck. Let's keep going. Remember, all of this stuff I want. May not, okay, I'll just keep talking. So the next article is over in Technology Today, top of the line coffee grinders of 2024, and this is by CNET. There might be a theme here that you might be detecting, and that's because I'm running out of coffee, and
and you like coffee.
And I like coffee, and I have a grinder, but newer
well, it
technologies.
Makes sense to have subscriptions and grinders in the same episode.
Yeah, we have coffee subscriptions, an espresso machine, and grinders.
Oh, right. I forgot about the espresso machine.
That's right. Yeah. So Brian Bennett over at cnet.com put the article together. You can go over and read most of this, but the best overall is the OXO Brew conical burr grinder, and that's really what you want, is a conical burr grinder. If you're a coffee drinker who needs a solid all-purpose, relatively inexpensive coffee grinding machine, they recommend the $100 OXO Brew. By the way, $100 for a coffee grinder is pocket change for some people. Let's see. Hold on. Okay, there is a coffee grinder called the Zero, and let me make sure. Hold on, I need to. Wait, did it actually go? Yeah, it's $500. So, but it's supposed to be spectacular. So $100, put it all in perspective. In terms of grind consistency, the OXO conical burr grinder placed second within their test group. That's behind the Breville Smart Grinder Pro, which ranked first in grinding, but also costs twice as much. I agree. What you really want is a reliable grinder that's inexpensive, because at some point you're going to have to either replace the burr, or you're going to have to do some kind of maintenance. And if all hell breaks loose, you want to be able to replace it, and it's cost effective in replacement.
Now, here's the key, though. You don't want a mess created.
Oh, there you go.
And that's a pro for this one.
Yeah, so it says other pros are the OXO Brew is easy to clean and creates less of a mess when grinding than other grinders. It looks like it actually has a lid in the cup where the grounds go once they're ground up. What ends up happening is, going from the little plastic bin up here, it gets ground up and static electricity gets built, and then little flakes cause the ground coffee to stick to everything. And because it's not only electrostatically charged, but it has a little bit of coffee oil in it, it ends up being a hot mess all over the inside on the exit side of your coffee grinder. Real pain in the butt to clean. And there's a little bit of loss. And a lot of people, if they have really expensive coffee grounds and they really appreciate the volume of a certain type of coffee, in their espresso machine or whatever, they want all of the coffee, and they don't want to worry about contamination between types of coffee either. So the easiest to use is the Baratza Encore conical burr grinder. That's $150. You can actually take a look at it. It looks like that right there. There's all kinds of different kinds out there. Breville Smart Grinder Pro looks like that right there, and this is the one that I like personally. But it does suffer from that whole electrostatic discharge kind of issue here. One of the secrets to this is apparently putting a little bit of water inside your coffee grinds, or the coffee beans themselves. So when it grinds through, some of that electrostatic is discharged, or it doesn't acquire it. Some researchers did research on this, by the way, and we actually talked about it in some episode in the past. You'll have to search for it. But if you want one that's reliable, it's fast, and it's really techy, because it has a little digital screen right here, and you can dial in the grounds, and it tells you what the scale is, and allows you to set a certain amount, and it'll automatically grind that. It's pretty neat, but it is like $200 or something like that. I don't remember.
I mean, you don't necessarily want your grinder to be more expensive than your coffee maker, but it depends on how high end your coffee maker is, I suppose.
And if you ever, here's the deal. I've bought cheap grinders, and then they fail. They can't handle the volume. They can't handle basically keeping clean. It's impossible to repair them. And then you move up and you go, okay, well, that one isn't really doing it either. It fails. There's something wrong with it. And you move up, and you'll end up at the Breville Smart Grinder Pro at some point. Now, if you can swing the bat and actually get it, then get it. But don't go into debt, and don't suffer just so that you can get this particular grinder. Okay, well, we only have one more article, and that's over at Wired as well, but it's in our Reality Hacker show channel over at ohmtown.com. The 9 best drones, budget, toys, and professional video.
Oh, this one will be fun.
Whether you want to battle Star Wars spaceships or shoot a cinematic masterpiece, one of these picks is going to be perfect for you. It's over
Do you think it's going to include the one that comes with the car in China?
Yes. It's a $120,000 drone and comes with a car. That's actually a pretty nice spin. That was pretty good.
I agree.
Look at that. The article is by Scott Gilbertson and Sam Kieltsen. And I'm just going to run right on through this. It says, it's no exaggeration to say drones have changed the way we view the world, and I agree. And depending on what you want to do, they say that they updated it March of 2024. They've added DJI's Air 3, Mavic 3 Pro, and Mini 4 Pro, plus the Rise Tello toy drone. I guess this is the seesaw from wildly expensive to...
Right, to mildly affordable.
Yeah. So the best for most people is the DJI Air 3. But it comes in at $1,000. So I don't know. The thing about these drones, though, is that these aren't tiny little drones. These are actually pretty beefy. They can fly for a considerable amount of time and distance. They aren't the fastest in the world, but you're using them because they are like it says here, auto-stabilized, gimbal-mounted camera pod. Contains two 48 megapixel cameras, one with a wide-angle lens and one with a medium telephoto lens. We've actually had them flying around the mayoral mansion from time to time. And so you just wave at them, and you make... No, I was going to say something else, but... Back to the zoo mooning thing.
Right,
but
exactly.
Never mind. Yeah. The best for the automated flight is the Skydio 2 Plus drone. It says if you're looking for a drone that can follow your mountain bike through the trees and weave around canyon walls without your frantic guidance, then this is the one for you. A 27-minute flight time and a 6-mile range. It's not quite a match for their top pick, but it's plenty for other people. It's pretty neat because it'll follow you. Video Pro should also note there's no D-Log support. Whoa. So if you can live without D-Log support and aren't bothered by a slower sensor, the drone is capable of flying through situations other drones can't. It's $1,000 as well. Then the DJI Mini 2, that one's really neat. It folds up really tight and is considerably smaller than the others. $750. It has a collision avoidance tech. It also most of these drones are supposed to get registered because there's no fly areas where the drones are prohibited.
Oh, right. And if it's more kind of professional grade, right, then it definitely is in the area where it has to be registered, at least in the US.
Yep. And it says here at a mere 249 grams, it's easy to take the Mini 2 everywhere and you don't need to register it with the FAA. Which is interesting timing because I hadn't read that line.
No, it's interesting that you brought that up at all, but it's also interesting because there was a notable over stadium drone flight, right? And the person, I think, got arrested.
Yeah. I'm not sure what the outcome of that was.
Because they didn't register, et cetera, and I think it was in a no-fly area.
It was, yeah. And the little DJI Mini 2 is $400, $450. But the new Mini 3 Pro is $750. So the best ultralight drone is the DJI Mini 4 Pro. Can't really say much. I'm not going to go through all of these because really what I want is a drone. And that's because sometimes what you want to do is take a look at something and you can't reach it. So for a homeowner, instead of breaking out a ladder, you can also break out a drone.
Somebody more than the drone costs.
Yep.
To come out and look at it.
Yep. And you have to wait. It's about opportunity cost. If you have to wait for somebody to come out and climb up on your roof, anytime somebody steps around on your roof, it actually damages the shingles. And so you want to avoid all of that to begin with. You don't want somebody putting a ladder up against your property because it might damage a rain gutter or something like that. But you can get an inexpensive drone. And not only can it be fun because you can do first person flight. So you can sit there and put on goggles and fly it. But you can actually fly up on your roof and look down in your drains and look at eaves and basically check the property for any damage after a storm that, might be happening right now outside of the mayoral mansion.
Maybe loud booming outside the mansion.
Massive explosions. So the best luxury drone is the DJI Mavic 3 Pro. That one is $2,000 plus. The main attraction is the camera. It features not one, not two, but 3 separate modules. There's a 20 megapixel Hasselblad branded blood. I want to take your pictures. Wide angle main camera with a large 4.3 sensor and support for hybrid log gamma, D-Log and D-Log M major color profiles. Apple ProRes 422 compression and resolution up to 5.1K. It's supported by a 48 megapixel medium telephoto camera and a 12 megapixel telephoto camera, both of which offer remarkably different fields of view to expand the Mavic 3 Pro's imaging toolbox. Woo! And it has omnidirectional avoidance, simple controls, 43-minute battery life, which is spectacular for something this big. And that's what it looks like. Looks beefy. Looks like a bulldog. It looks like a spider that wants to kick your ass. This is like Star Trek or Star Wars, I should say. And
yeah, it does look like Star Wars. Like, I don't know. I can't think of which vehicle, but
those walkers, the ones that climb up the mountains and stuff. Yeah, this is pretty cool. I like this, but I'm not about to spend $2,000, $2,200. Let's just round up. It's $2,200. But I want it. Honestly, I want it. And there's several others. But you can go and take a look at them. There's more over at this wired link. You can follow the link that I failed to put into the chat, but it will be in the show notes, and it's now in the chat. And we're going to call it a night for Wanted for March 30th, 2024. Woo-hoo. Okay, so what we always do in every show is we hop into the party bus and race down Main Street, and we land back on the Wanted channel, and then we click on Wanted just to see if some new stuff came in. It doesn't look like a lot's come in today. Huh, that's interesting. I'm gonna have to take a look at that. Anyway, that's it for tonight. I am Mayor Watt, and up there is the visualizer for the sentient AI from the future. You want to say adios?
Adios, and we will see you next week for another episode of Wanted, but come back shortly because we have another show tonight.
Called Warcrafters. Yay. First-person shooters, real-time simulation, base building, survival kind of games. Primarily first-person, though. So, anyway, see you in a little bit.